You think the pyramids are ancient. You think they belong to a distant, mysterious past. But here is the number that breaks your brain. Cleopatra lived closer to the moon landing than to the building of the Great Pyramid. Say that again slowly. Cleopatra ruled Egypt around 30 BC. The moon landing happened in 1969. That gap is about 2,000 years. Now go back from Cleopatra to the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. That gap is about 2,500 years. She is closer to you than she is to the pyramid she stood next to. So, how old is the Great Pyramid really? Archaeologists date its construction to around 2560 BC, during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu. That makes it roughly 4,500 years old today. For comparison, writing itself is only a few centuries older. The pyramid was not built by a lost, mysterious civilization from the dawn of time. It was built by an organized, literate, tax-collecting state with blueprints, payrolls, and deadlines. Archaeologist Mark Lehner spent decades excavating the workers' village at Giza, uncovering bakeries, bread molds, and barracks that once housed thousands of laborers. His research showed these were not slaves dragged in chains, as old myths claimed. They were rotating crews of skilled workers and farmers, fed on bread and beer, working in shifts tied to the Nile's flooding calendar. Does that change how you picture the scene? Here is the scale most people misjudge. The Great Pyramid contains an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks. Each block weighs an average of 2.5 tons. That's roughly the weight of a small car. If workers placed one block every 2 minutes, 10 hours a day, it would still take over 20 years to finish. And it did. Ancient sources suggest construction took around 20 years, which means, on average, a 2.5-ton block was set in place every 5 minutes for 2 decades straight. Now stretch that timeline the other way. From the pyramid's completion to today is 45 centuries. Rome had not been founded yet. The wheel was still a new idea in most of the world. Stonehenge was not yet finished. The pyramid predates the entire span of what most people call ancient history. So why does it feel so timeless? Maybe because it has simply outlasted everything built after it. Every empire that came later, Greek, Roman, Ottoman, rose and fell in its shadow. The pyramid did not move. Everything else did. Think about your own sense of long ago. A century feels distant. 1,000 years feels ancient. 4,500 years is nearly unthinkable until you realize it's just 45 of those 1,000-year stretches, stacked end to end, the same way you'd stack years toward retirement, except multiplied 45 times over. You thought the pyramids were simply old. The real number is stranger. They are old enough to make Cleopatra a modern woman by comparison, closer to your century than to the one that built the monument beside her.